Oh, good. Well, the people can hear this then.
Hello everyone, welcome to 2GaysStream. We're a little
See,
late
I'm
because we were going
intros
through...
into the streams now, too.
Yes.
I like intros.
Oh, lovely.
I just like intros. It's fun. Did you see? Did I already send you that one? I think I did. Yes, I did. I sent that to Ola today. That one Peppa Pig edit, but the one that's it's not really funny. It's just really funny because of that one moment. I specific. No, not that one. The one we watched last night.
Oh yeah, because of all the sounds. And
well, no. Well, yes, but it's specifically that where is it? This one.
Can't stop long. I've got lots of work to do today. I've got the supermarket checkout, the ice cream stall, and the bus to drive. See you later.
And then she slips and.
This my shit. All girls that be like this.
That one's my favorite bit. I do that to Ola. He's like,
love music
when she fell, and I'm like, I know.
I need to get on chat, by the way. Just realized I don't have it pulled up on the side.
Oh my god, he don't have it pulled up on the side.
Don't have it on. I don't see the chat. Well, I do now. Anyway, oh boy, this issue of Kanashi Boy is super tattered. What has Kibbles been doing with it? Using it as a scratch post?
He is
I
a
grabbed
cat
a mini
after
hot
all.
iron and some sticky tape and get to work neatening it. I iron each page flat. This feels bad. Unfolding the bent over corners, lining up the tears and patching them. I work slowly and methodically. It's surprisingly therapeutic. After about an hour, I sit back and admire my work. I'm proud of the end result. Not quite good as new, but definitely carefully pre-loved. I reread the issue delicately, appreciating every flaw. I think I should rename this one to Kintsugi Boy. I don't get the joke.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely going to be a joke in there. But anyways.
I'm sure.
Recon. Do we have another Recon open yet?
I have no clue anymore.
No.
I don't even know where
romance Kibbles.
I don't know where we are anymore.
Let's romance a nerd.
I am confusion. I don't know where we are anymore.
So I am confusion.
I am confusion.
I mean, it has been a while since we last streamed.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do it last week. Last week before that was Ace Attorney, so... Baby, that's the fun of me.
It's been a few days since Kibbles lent me his comics, and I just bunched my desk. I apologize. I need to stop swerving around in my chair so much. I am
please stop
restless.
swerving around in your chair so much. I told you to WD-40 it.
No, babe, I ran into my desk.
Oh, did you WD-40 your chair yet? Did you WD-40 your chair yet?
No, I need to.
Oh, well, like I said, my statement still stands then.
I know, but that had nothing to do with the sound I made. Anyways.
Well, I just assumed the sound. I didn't hear the bump. I just assumed you're squeaking again.
Okay, then. Okay, yeah.
That's what everybody was saying. Go, what bump? I just hear squeak, 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 squeak.
Oh, babe. Okay, anyways, it's been a few days since Kibbles lent me his comics. Although I devoured them on the first night, I've been so busy with work that I haven't had time to return them yet. I'm dying to talk to him about them, so today I've cleared the decks enough to spend a couple of hours with him. I'm waiting in our usual spot when the nearby bush begins to rustle. Hi, Kibbles, you there? No answer. I brought your comics back. Still nothing. I know he's there. Must be playing a game, so I decide to play along. Oh, what a shame Kibbles isn't here. I wanted to ask him about Hungry Sparrow. He's so clever. He would know why Nyoko broke the mirror at the end. Kibbles falls out of the bushes.
Silly
Obviously,
boy.
she's just clumsy. Really? I figured it was a metaphor for her fractured self-image. A metaphor? Yes, because her heart was broken when Ryoji fell in battle. Ah, of course, that goes without saying. But I just feel like that interpretation is kind of tired. Really? What would your interpretation be then? I think it might be too complex for you. Let's talk about something else. Alright, what did you want to talk about? I'm starving. There's no proper food around here. I eye the plump British Longhair skeptically. Well, I've got a can of tuna back at base camp if you want it. I could easily. No, that's not proper food. Gross, I'm talking about proper food. Chocolate, crisps, pizza. Have you got any of those? Of course. That's what he wants. He's a weeb. A fellow weeb. A fellow nerd. I wonder if Kibbles would be the type to make an extremely over-the-top, probably annoying, but maybe endearing, anime-inspired roleplay character. That's just something I've constantly thought of, what people would do if they were put into a situation where they would play D&D, and what sort of character they would create.
I don't know, just wait till you see their human forms eventually. You'll get a better idea of them.
Alright. Anyways, no, Kibbles, I don't. But you know how to get them. What are you implying, Kibbles? I can't just walk into the mess tent and steal armfuls of food in the middle of the day. Exactly. Meet me outside the mess tent tonight at sundown. Bring a backpack and a torch.
Baby, I'm sorry.
Oh, Kibbles, I don't like the sound of this. If you don't help me, I'll just have to do it myself. I shudder at the thought of Kibbles being let loose in the mess tent without supervision. Well, okay, Kibbles, I'll meet you. But only if you promise to be super stealthy. My stealth abilities are second to none. I'm a black belt at Hakate. I really hope so.
Of course he is.
Because we're going to have to be super ninjas tonight. Dank! Oh. Oh no. That feels like a misuse of the word dank. Still looks very light out to be a little before sundown, but okay. I come to the mess tent a little before sundown, hoping to apprehend Kibbles in case he tries to stealthily barge in without me. I finally spot him stalking in the distance, using his tail to brush away any paw prints he's leaving behind. He's taking this so seriously, my heart sinks as I realize how disappointed he'll be when I explain that we can't actually rob the mess tent of all of its treats. Hey, Kibs. Senpai. Senpai? I have to restrain myself from doing an air grab. I just wanted to say it's an honor to raid alongside you tonight. Yes,
Senpai.
About that, Kibbles.
Notice
I promise I
me,
won't let you down.
Please
Oh, no,
notice
why is he being
me,
so
senpai.
nice?
Please notice me, senpai.
Well, actually, I don't think this is such a good idea after all. What? What are you talking about? Well, I was thinking that maybe it would be a step too far to raid the mess tent for spoils. Are you joking? You've changed your mind? Do you think I'm not up to the task? Is that it? He looks so hurt. I feel crummy. It's not you, Kibbles. I would gladly heat up a pizza and make a salad to go with it. But don't think it's a good idea to have any more than that. Kibbles looks at me with disbelief. Did you just say the word salad? I did. I'm sorry. But this is a really bad idea, Kibbles. Not only could it get me fired, but you could get sick if you ate lots of sugar and flour, and I don't want to be responsible for that. It seems I was wrong about you. I thought you were heroic. I thought you were cool. Oh no. This really strikes a nerve. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know whether to listen to my head or my heart. Oh god. Do we get Kibbles a healthy meal or a raid?
Let's... Fuck, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure we read. Let me make sure.
Good.
Shut up. Perfect date. Ending.
But anyway, you can't have a role-playing session without a pizza or, like, Chinese takeout or something like that. Actually, ooh, that would be really cool. Have, like, a mukbang and, like, just have a roleplay session. That sounds fun.
Let's raid.
You know what? Let's raid! Kibbles called me senpai. I cannot let that be for nothing.
Senpai.
Kibbles, I am heroic, and I am cool. Very cool. Let's raid! Kibbles does a little happy dance and fires invisible paw guns into the air. You sure everyone's gone to bed? Yes, except Zane. He's doing his rounds. He's on the other side of the island right now, which gives us about 15 minutes. This is so cool. It's like a proper real-life loot run. Well, you have to keep your voice down, Kibbs. The Marigolds are doing their cleaning rounds in that tent just over there. So stop talking. Now we only have 14 minutes and 32 seconds.
Love how he knows exactly.
He's putting all his brain power into counting. He's that kind of a weeaboo. We've crept into the kitchen area, which is easy as the whole thing is open plan. I make a start by grabbing a pizza from the freezer and putting it in the microwave to cook. Next, I get the store cabinet keys from their usual place on the hook next to the sink. Their security is not exactly high tech. Doesn't need to be. We're on an island. We all get fed. Who would want to steal food? Duh. My backpack is overspilling with loot and I'm struggling to zip it up. Point taken, but this is different. This isn't real food, this is the monthly treat ration. Monthly? Then what do you eat all day? Well, fish and vegetables mostly. Wow, I'm starting to hear that, Chesty. What? Never mind. Hurry up, we have 6 minutes and 47 seconds left. As if on cue, the microwave pings. Wow, that was a long... Well, I guess it's a full pizza. Never mind. I grabbed the hot boxes and we're off. So he just stole all the special stuff. I wonder if any of the other researchers have ever done this. Just like holed up in their tent and just been like, my precious, my precious. Just like with a box of Twinkies. My precious, my precious. My precious. Cream. Anyways. So this is your place, huh? We're sitting on my bed, finishing the last of the pizza. Yep, this is my crib. Never say that word again. I cover up my embarrassment by tipping the contents of my rucksack onto the bed between Kibbles and me. His eyes widen at the sight of our plunder. Oh man, there's even more than I thought! He stuffs his mouth with marshmallows and jelly beans. There are little tears in his eyes. It's been so long. This is the best night of my life. Kibbles and I gorge ourselves on junk food until we can barely move. Thank you for today, Chesty. I really needed this. I don't feel so good. Uh-oh, did you eat too much? I clamber out of my tent, hoping that some fresh air will stop me feeling sick. By the time I return to the tent, Kibbles is gone, and so is the loot. Oh, Kibbles!
I feel like
Patrician
you
taste.
really shouldn't be so shocked, but...
Or Peturkin? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, makes sense. Oh, Kibbles. I haven't seen Kibbles since our pizza party the other night. I want to make sure he didn't overdo it once he left my tent. I approach the clearing, near the bushes he likes to hide in. Kibbles, are you here? No answer. Kibbles. The bush sneezes. I know you're in there, Kibbles, you just sneezed. Still no answer. Kibbles, if you don't come out here, or I'm coming in to get you. Kibbles lazily rolls out of the bushes.
Man.
Oh, hi, Chesty. I didn't hear you coming. Kibbles, are you avoiding me? No, I've just been really busy. Gorging yourself on all the sweets. I pull a sticky sweet wrapper out of his long fur. Yes, I can see that. Is everything okay? I've been worried about you. You left so quickly the other night. Well, I figured the night was over with you about to lose your guts outside. Then you will be pleased to know that I was not, in fact, sick. I did feel terrible all night, though. What were we thinking? What were you thinking, you mean? I happen to know my limits. Except you were sick on the way home, weren't you? How did you know about that? I didn't until just now. It was worth it. We should do that again. Not with me, you won't. So what's been keeping you away? I've been working on my project. Project? What's that? My latest comic. Comic? You made one? Yeah, I've been working on it for ages. You're the first person I've told about it. Well, I'm honored. Tell me more. What's it about? Can I see it? It's about a lot of stuff. You can have it, actually. Really? Kibbles hands me a stack of papers covered with crude markings held together with tape and staples. Oh, it's nice. It's just a first draft. That'll be worth loads to the right collector. Yeah, the artwork is quite avant-garde. I was worried that being a cat would limit my artistic ability, but obviously I'm a savant. Oh yeah, for sure. And, well, it has a unique smell, doesn't it? Yeah, it's hard to get pens and paints out here. I had to get pretty creative. Something tells me I'd rather not know too much about his creative techniques. Thank you for the scribbles. I'll read it as soon as I get back to base. Yeah, well, it's pretty complex. You might not get everything on your first read-through. I look at the scratchings, paw prints, and splatters that make up the pages of this rare first edition. No doubt. Maybe once I've read it, we can go through it together? Yeah, okay. You'd probably need my help. Right. I'll go make a start then. Thanks again, Kibbles. That's really sweet. Yes! New unlocks! Recon 14! Yes!
Nyash. Meosh.
Let's do ourselves a recon. I love that there are only 3 more recons left after this. It might be worth taking a closer look at the comic Kibbles made. Let's find out, shall we? I'm laying in my tent looking at the comic Kibbles made. It's a really heartwarming thing. He's put a lot of work into it. As I'm looking, I notice something behind some of the colors. It looks like Kibbles might have painted over something he found. I can just make out a signature in the lower right-hand corner. The more I squint, the more I believe it's Professor Popper's. I wonder what this used to be. I suppose it'll be possible to clean off the paint and see what's underneath, but I can't bring myself to do that. Maybe there's something at the lab I can use to see more without destroying the artwork? I arrive at the lab just after dark. I'm guaranteed to have the place to myself. There's a portable X-ray machine in the back. We use it to examine the bones of the cats after changing their diet. Okay. That would make sense. To see if they start developing osteoporosis if they're an older cat. Or to see if their bone density just goes down or if they shrink a little on the edges. It has a light box attached to it so we can see the x-rays properly. It's this piece of equipment that I'm hoping will reveal the secrets under Kibble's work of art. I lay out the comic right on top of the light box. I can see the image quite clearly under the paint. It's a letter. Dear Jonathan, firstly, I would like to wish yourself and Martha a very happy new year. I understand your concerns. The recent closure of our account at our cat farm may indeed negatively impact your business. I can assure you this decision was not taken lightly. I would like to take the time to personally thank you and your family for your help in providing us with cats over the years. From your first letter, or last letter, it's clear that you don't fully understand our reasoning. The traditional methods of farming cats, as you have pointed out, been perfectly acceptable for many years. However, recent advances in technology that our team have employed mean that we are able to produce cats on a far greater scale and much more quickly than using the traditional methods. Our offshore facility can produce 100 cats in the time it would take you to rear 10.
I'll be right back.
Okay, babe. Is this from the same set of breeding pairs or what have you? Because that seems like a lot. I would, however, like to repeat our offer of a job in the offshore nursery. Your family has been an asset to this company for many years, and we would like to show you our loyalty and appreciation. Please do consider this offer seriously. Excuse me. Warm wishes and season's greetings from Professor Popper and team. Wait, Popper wrote this? What? What? An offshore cat breeding facility? We have an island overrun with cats right here. Why would we need... Before I can even form the question in my mind, I know what the answer is. The island is the offshore facility. Professor Popper was obviously keeping it well under wraps. I look back at Kibble's sweet picture and wonder how on earth he had this letter in his possession. Slowly, another thought begins to force its way into my consciousness. What if Jonathan and Martha accepted the offer that was made to them and came to work on the island? What if they brought their young son with them? Could this be Kibble's parents? I decide to respect Kibble's privacy and keep this information to myself. He may not remember any of this, and I don't want to distress him. Yikes, I gotta remember that some of these folks are younger. Jonathan and Martha. Are those the marigolds? Okay, let's rest. You had a lovely nap and wake up feeling revitalized. Your energy has been restored. Magic! Okay, now it's time to do the final thing with Kibbles. And then do the final bit of research. This is interesting, though. I'm sitting outside my tent, trying my best to make sense of Kibble's comic. I'm desperately hoping for something, anything I can understand enough to talk to him about. It's no use. Just as I'm giving up, I see Kibbles approaching from the forest. Kibbles, what are you doing here? I figured you'd finish my comic by now, and you're ready to go through it with me? Oh yeah, sure. It was complicated, like you said. I knew you wouldn't get it. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't really understand very much at all. Let's start at the beginning then, shall we? Kibble sits down next to me and flips the comic open to the first page. It's semi-autobiographical. My memoirs, if you will. From what I can remember, anyway. This page is about my parents. Kibbles points to a pair of red paw prints. This is my earliest memory. My mom and dad sitting together while I played in the garden. He turns the page. This one has just one red paw on it. Money was tight, so Mom worked a lot overtime. It was just me and Dad most of the time. This next bit is about when I started high school. Okay. So is all of this stuff sort of like a... I'm starting to imagine how this probably is laid out, and it sounds more like it would be a graphical novel or a, well, yeah, I guess like a comic, full comic style version of The Adventures of Hugo Cabret, which was, by the way, one of my favorite books that I ever read. It's really good. It's got some very good art. It's pencil drawings specifically, graphite pencil drawings, very graphite and charcoal, I guess. Charcoal for shading and such. It's very beautifully done. The text parts are very nicely written. There are plenty of action scenes, moments that are expressly illustrated instead of written in words. It very much takes show don't tell to a whole nother level, and I love it. Haven't actually seen the movie adaptation of it. heard both good and bad things about that. I know from the trailer alone that there is some weird stuff in there. Don't know if that's supposed to be dream sequences or not. So, heh. Anyways, this page is chaotic, bright smudges and scratches over every inch. I didn't really fit in high school. Kibbles gestures to a page with a big scratch from top to bottom. This is the day where Troy started pushing me around. Look at this bit. A thick black substance covers the paper. I'm worried that about what it might signify. This is my happiest memory, sitting alone by myself in my book, in my room, reading comics.
Hello.
Kibbles flips to a more colorful page. This is when Dad started taking me to the comic store after school. It was like a whole new world to me. I'd lost interest in the commercial stuff. It started to feel lamestream to me. I discovered manga. It was much more on my level, way more intellectual.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yes, I was reading in line though. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't know it because I'll do that. It's like, hello, oh God, nobody can hear me. Ah!
Don't worry, I can.
We've had that happen before, though.
We have. Anyways, Kibbles turns page after page explaining the significance of the manga he'd read and how they shaped him and helped him escape from his problems. Kibbles, I think this is great the way you're opening up to me. It's a real privilege. Spouse. I've thought about it lots and wondered if I should ask. Ask what? Were you originally human? I mean, were you catified? He's lowered the comic and is looking at me with an expression of credulity. I can't believe you just asked me that. I'm sorry, you don't have to answer. Are you actually joking? This whole comic is about my transition as stuff. What were you reading? If I wasn't originally human, how would I have a manga collection that would make any otaku proud? How would I be able to read even? Yes, of course I knew. I just mean, I was asking more about how it happened. How, when, where, that stuff. He's fixed his eyes back on the page. Can't tell you. Too soon? Well, obviously not. We're looking at my entire existence here. I feel a little foolish. I just can't remember. Only bits. But it keeps getting less, like it's fading in the sun. I feel his frustration and direct us back to the safety of reading. It's okay. This is great. It documents everything. Finally, he turns to the last spread, the one I'd been avoiding as the pages were stuck together. He pries them apart carefully so as to not tear anything. It is a type of collage. He's used bits of chewed-up plants to stick down various objects. Amongst the colorful markings, there's a panel from my copy of Kanashi Boy, some sweet wrappers. And in the center, the unremarkable pebble, the one that Kibbles claimed he was looking for the first night we met in the clearing. It has a blue and green paw print on it. Kibbles, this is beautiful. This page is about you. Me? Yeah, well, us. Us? What about us? You and me, our story. You wrote a story about us? No, the story that we are, that is, I want. Ah! Take your time, Kibbles. Count to 10, use your words. I'm not a kid, don't patronize me. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I was trying to help. It's just confusing. I don't want to say, because I don't know what I feel. About what? About this! Kibbles angrily jabs the comic with his paw until it hooks into the paper and he can't unstick himself. Do you need help or... I really don't want to be patronizing. Kibbles finally tears his paw free and looks me directly in the eye and blurts on out. Out one word. Love! I'm not even sure I fully heard him correctly, but I'm frightened to ask him to repeat himself, so I make a punt. Love? Maybe. Kibbles, I may be a clever scientist, but I can't read minds. You have to tell me what it is you're trying to say. Maybe I might have love feelings, possibly. For you, I think. Oh. I don't have those kind of love feelings for you. That is terrible. I have love feelings for you, too.
I mean, it's terrible, but it's possible that would be the...
I know.
It would be sad, but, you know...
Yeah, if you want that ending.
But we don't.
This is why dating sims are not good for completionists.
Yeah.
At least a good portion of the time, anyway. Well, that's good. It is? Yes, because maybe I might have love feelings possibly for you too. I think too. You might? I do. Yes, so do I. Oh, you're slightly winky. Definitely, I think. Gibbles looks like he doesn't quite know what to do next, so I bend down and we share an affectionate nuzzle. Aw, they nuzzle. He purrs loudly, and then bites my arm and runs away. Oi, where do you think you're going? I chase him through the forest. Relationship goals. Kibbles. Although he did bite you in the arm. Alright. Last research of this character. Yes, I am ready. Research 14. It's my day off. Time to get out there and enjoy the sunshine. Lunch meeting. Interesting. I'm quite excited about today. I was very surprised when Professor Popper told me a few days ago that he was giving me Thursday off. Huh, Thursdays. Nice lineup. Although I'm supposed to have Sundays as a rest day, there's never really time off as someone always needs something done, but the professor was quite categorical about it. I do not want to see you anywhere near this research facility. Mrs. Marigold will prepare you enough food for the day. Please go visit some of the places we've been to during our field work or something. There's never enough time to fully explore. Tired researcher's a sloppy researcher. Recharge your batteries. I must admit I had a pang of suspicion, but was eager to have a whole day to myself, so I didn't hesitate. So here I am, heading out to the far eastern side of the island to have a closer look at the blue-colored moss that grows on the moist cliffs overhanging the sea. It is the part of the island least populated by cats. I wonder why. I've decided to take my breakfast with me and sit down on some small rocks just outside of our residential area to enjoy the quiet. That smells good. Goodness be, you startled me. I thought I was alone. You're very much alone, I would say. I feel vaguely irritated. Why does she always talk in riddles? I'm not in the mood for this today. If you want to share some of my food, you're welcome to, but let's not talk, eh? Thank you. I'm taken aback. No enigmatic answer of Smarty Pants' remark. B actually accepts a piece of bacon I've torn up and put on the rock beside me. I haven't had this stuff for such a long time. Bacon? Oh yes, I've forgotten its name. Did the previous researchers share the breakfast with you? No, it was mine, I think. I'm finding it harder and harder to remember to order my thoughts. Oh. The small black cat is becoming upset, and I reach out to stroke her instinctively, but she shrinks back from my hand. I wouldn't hurt you, Bee. I was just trying to comfort you. But you will hurt me. You won't mean to, but you will. I don't understand. It's like a dream. If I try to grasp it, it vanishes. I'm losing my memories, and I want so much to pass them on before they're lost. Forever. It's okay. I managed to coax her close enough to run my finger along her cheek and responds, moving in closer. It doesn't have to make sense, you know. You can just talk, let it all pour out, and see what we discover. Where are you going? Why aren't you at work? You should be finding it. She has sat up abruptly and pulled back. Oh gosh. I'm thrown. Finding what? I can't. It's a thing at work. There's no work today. The professor gave me the day off, so I'm headed to the Blue Moss Cliffs. Don't. What? Don't go there. The Blue Moss. It's something. It's what happens when we dispose of stuff from the secret lab. Are you okay, B? He's tricking you. My name is not B. It's not, it's... I know, that's just what the last assistant called you. You can be called anything you like. I'm trying my best to calm her. She's very distressed, and I'm afraid of her well-being. Let me help you. I have some cat soothe in my bag. I quickly open a small bottle and tip a little of the clear fluid into the palm of my hand. Surprisingly, B immediately starts lapping at the little pool. Within a short amount of time, she's calm and allowing me to stroke her. Toxic. Pardon? Toxic. That's the word I was looking for. The blue moss area? Yes. She's purring now, as though being able to remember has comforted her. You also said we. We? We disposed of the stuff from the secret lab. You got there in the end, didn't you? I have a sickening excitement in my stomach. We, you were me, you had my job before me. A long time ago. Her speech is slurry and her eyes are drooping. It's because you gave her basically catnip. Like a dream. I need to wake up from this dream. Get back to him, to me. He talk to me. Who is he? I need to know. No answer as the little cat is snoozing. Intrigue. I would hope that there would be, at least enough time for Jessie to write it down in the journal for the next research assistant. I've come to the forest to gather my thoughts. This morning, I've noticed another change in my appearance. Up until now, it's been easy to cover up my transition into a cat. I just had to keep on top of removing the excess body hair. Even the stub of a tail that appeared a few days ago hasn't been a problem. Who would see it? But this new development is definitely a turning point. I'm going to explain the fact that my pupils have turned into vertical slits. I can't risk anyone seeing me like this, so I'm going to hide out for a while and see what happens. Sometime later. Looking around, I don't remember ever being happier. I'm laying here in the forest with Kibbles, reading a new edition of Kanashi Boy. Still even has the tight hair on top. It's like a little cap. Are you ever going to tell me how you managed to get a hold of these books? Yeah, I could. Really? Finally? But then I'd have to kill you. Yeah. We're interrupted by the familiar sound of a ferry arriving at the pier. It seems my replacement has already arrived. That must be the new research assistant. Want to go and annoy them? Kibbles never gets tired of being Kibbles. No, you go if you like. I'm going to have a nap in a minute. Yeah, me too. It's hard work, all this reading. There was a time when I thought he was being ridiculous, but these days, I have to agree. It's the pages. Turning pages is surprisingly taxing with pause. I feel so lucky that that's the only thing I have to complain about. My life really is charmed. I know now I made the right decision. It used to worry me. I felt guilty about giving my work on the antidote. I resisted the urge to join Kibbles and the rest of the gang for as long as possible, but I think a small part of me always knew I would give in eventually. Now I have no regrets. None of the other cats blame me. They're happy for Kibs and I. We're one big family. Want to go clip hopping later? After a sleep, Bobs. I'm happy to do whatever you want, Kibs. Really? Of course. Okay, give me a making biscuits massage while I fall asleep, would ya? I roll over and open one eye to see Kibbles has the broadest grin on his face. I swish him with my tail and drift off into a blissful sleep. Oh gosh, Kibbles. Achievement unlocked, Chapter 5! And he achieved Player 2! Ah, sweet. Antidote complete 83.3%. Lovely. 48.3% of the total game seen. 5 of 18 pending endings found. 1 secret still only has been found. Probably have to play it through with subsequent endings. And now we have our last character, Noe. Chapter 6! I step off of the boat and onto Cat Island. I'm full of anticipation about what my first day will bring. 8 hours, 1 journal, and a wild cat chase later. So apparently this first day brings a physical assault and the biggest trauma of my life. Oh gosh. Oh, is it awake? Human, we need to talk to you. Slave it, I know how this goes. Flippy bomb, blah blah, catification, blah blah, evasive answers, blah blah, antidote, and basically you need my help. Did I miss anything? No, not really. Oh, you really did read the journal from front to back, didn't you? Front to back. Oh, gosh. That journal must be getting long.
Not surprising.
Fine, I'll help whatever. See you after my day job. Oh, gosh. I returned to the camp feeling a little bit less grumpy. I'm just about to enter the lab to begin my legitimate work when the catalog beeps. A message without any contact information. Don't give the game away. Who the hell? Someone needs to take that phone away from Mason Marigold. Now we know who it is. The rest of the day is uneventful, just working in the lab with the professor. I can't wait to start unpicking this mystery. I suppose the cats are my starting point. They must know more than they're letting on. I intend to get to the heart of each of them to see what secrets they may hold. Do we need to start singing Secret by the Pierces? Got a secret, can you keep it? Swear this one you'll save. Anyways. Recon 3. Mr. Miracle knows something that I don't. I need to follow him and find out exactly what it might be. I have a feeling I won't like it, though. New intel. Welp. Time to find out. Today is my day off. And I'm trying to stay out of sight. The professor doesn't like me being around camp on my downtime. I don't know why, but he's always pushing me off to explore. I feel he wants time without me to get on with things he'd rather I didn't see. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but he definitely seems shifty to me. Well, I mean, hasn't that been written down in the journal? So today I have a plan. It means I have to hang around until Mr. Marigold does some mid-morning errands, and I'm trying not to be seen. I don't have too long to wait. He's like clockwork. Every day at this time, he leaves the camp carrying a large bag and doesn't return until an hour later. I've offered to help him a couple times, but I'm always met with stonewalling. This is the day when I find out what he's up to. I let him get a bit of a head start, then I begin to follow. I try to use my new catification properties to my best advantage. Stealth, nimbleness, agility. I'm so much fitter than when I arrived on this island. My eyesight and hearing are fantastic. He's headed into the forest as I suspected he would. This makes it so much easier for me to go unnoticed. We travel for about 10 minutes at a good pace into the densest part of the wooded area. Finally, he stopped up ahead, and I can see a type of shack covered in creepers and ivy that make great camouflage. You really wouldn't notice this place from any kind of distance. Outside the hut, he bends down. I think he's picking something up, and then he disappears inside. I bide my time, finding a good out-of-the-way hiding place. After a short while, he reemerges, bends down again, and then straightens up before setting off the way he came. When I'm satisfied he's not going to return, I gingerly make my way back to the shack. Up close, I can see it's a sturdier structure than I thought, and the door is locked. I bend down as he did and start looking for a key. It's pretty obvious. There's a large flat stone in front of me. I lift a little and slide my finger on the edge. I feel it instantly. I put the key in the lock and take a deep breath. Unsure of what I'll find in here, I open the door. It's dark. There are no windows, just a small skylight letting in enough light to see that there are lamps, obviously powered by solar panels on the roof. I turn one on. Oh no, there are a ton of cats here. It takes me a moment to understand what I'm looking at. It's dirty and dingy. There are shelves along two of the walls that have cages, and the cages are housing cats. There is an eerie silence. None of the cats are making a sound. I go up to one of the cages to check if they're even alive. Hello, kitty. There's a small cat who I would judge is to be between 10 and 14 weeks old. Its eyes are open, but vacant, as though it doesn't see me. I go to the next cage, another youngster, and another. My stomach lurches as I realize that these are the kittens from camp that had been released. No, what are they doing to you? Why are you in here? I turn to the other wall and am dumbstruck by what I see. More small cats, but in different stages of distress. One has an eye bandaged, the other eye is weeping with pus. Oh. Another has most of the fur on its back shaved, and there is an open sore. Another has a bandaged leg too short, as though its paw has been amputated. I begin sweating. Breathing is difficult. I need to get out. I stumble towards the door and fall to my knees outside. Hey! I gulp in the cool air and try to focus my thoughts. This is the strongest proof so far that there are secret tests being carried on in the cats. Tests that Professor Popper doesn't want me to know about. Are they all in on it? The marigolds are, obviously, but what about Zane? Do I dare mention it to anyone? I need more info first. When I've gathered myself sufficiently, I re-enter this hell house and try to find some paperwork, anything that might explain what's going on here. I look through the drawers of the filing cabinet in the corner and pull out some of the folders. I switch on another lamp, sit on the floor, and begin reading. There are experiments, obviously, but for what? The data suggests that a large number of chemical substances have been tested on the subjects. Instead of the usual catalog of blood and tissue samples tested to evaluate the cats, the data is all related to the chemical compounds. They're what's being tested. Some of the records go way back. Years of data. As I put the papers back, I see the waste products bin. I remove the lid, and it's almost entirely full of empty ketamine bottles. So that's why there's no sound. These animals are drugged out of all lucidity. Yikes. No wonder all the extra ketamine has been going away. That's where it's all been going. I don't know if you can hear me, or even if you understand me, but I am making a promise to you all that I will get to the bottom of this, and I will help you. Whatever it takes, you'll be well and free again. Old tight kittens. I will be back. I feel terrible leaving them there, but I know it would be foolish to arouse suspicion until I know what I'm dealing with. I make my way back to camp with a heavy heart, but a fierce determination. Yikes. Well, now we have Recon 12. Lovely. Background information. I'm off exploring the island today with Kibbles and a certain charming Irishman. Irish cat? Okay. Let's do that. It's a beautiful day. The sun isn't too hot, which is lucky as I'm walking with Kibbles and McMurphy. They've been excited to show me something for the past week, but this is the first proper break I've had. We're heading further into the forest than I've ever been before. So where exactly are we going, guys? No idea, caught up. I'm following Kibbles. I was just following Noe. But you're both in front of me. How could I have been leading? Don't trouble yourself, Kata. We're not in a rush today. Just as I'm about to reply, something catches my eye. I instinctively move towards it. From this distance, it looks like black swaths have been cut into the ground. Guys, what's this? Kibbles and McMurphy, who have already wandered off, some way off, rejoin me, and the three of us stand looking at what appears to be some kind of runway. Skid marks! Oh, of course. I thought it was a runway, but you're right. Well, come on, mi amigos. Where's your sense of adventure? McMurphy has already disappeared into the thick undergrowth that's shrouding whatever it is the marks lead to. Oh! Kibbles and I follow the sound of McMurphy's voice and found ourselves in a small clearing. My goodness! Wow, is that a fighter? What? We're looking at the wreckage of a crashed two-man airplane. Most of it is covered with vines and other forest growth, but the front half at least seems to be mostly intact. This is another secret, isn't it? This looks like it's been here some considerable time. Strange how we've never come across it before, eh, Kibbs? Nothing about this island surprises me anymore. Whoa, maybe we'll see some dead guys. Murph, help me out. McMurphy is silent. He has something in his jaws that appears to be caught in the broken propeller. Ed is pulling on it. It looks like some kind of rag. McMurphy? What is that? McMurphy has freed the cloth and is now sitting with it hanging from his mouth. He's silent and still as though lost in thought. Oh, is this how McMurphy got on the island? What's that, Murph? What's with the makey scarf? I can see it now. It is a scarf. Old and filthy, but it looks like it was once a type of white scarf a pilot would have worn. You okay, McMurphy? What's that, Kata? He's barely present. The scarf, is it important? I'm not sure. Stop being weird, Murph. Gibbs, shush. Feels like something I should know or remember. Remember? Have you seen it before? Maybe. A long time ago. Before here. Now we're getting everyone's fucking backstories. Yay. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Before I came here, Kata, you don't think I was born on this island, do you? Well, you might as well have been, considering how little you remember from before. It's all gone, Granddad, fading away to oblivion. Kibble's banter seems to have brought McMurphy back from whatever he was dreaming about, and I'm relieved to see the twinkle return to his eye. Okay then, Mr. Smartypants, how did you get here? It's not a very interesting story. I don't want to bore anyone. You forget to. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, Kata, let's go. McMurphy and Kittles head back the way we came. I stand stunned for a second watching them go. Guys? But they've lost interest. They've already moved on. I'm back at the wreckage and realize there's nothing I can do here on my own. I'll have to come back at some point with Floofy Butt. It's exactly the sort of thing he'd love to help me investigate. Although, I feel like McMurphy would love to understand what this is. He's the exploratory type, but maybe it's just the fact that he's weirded out. Because this has to do with his backstory. And this isn't the person who's supposed to unlock his backstory. Anyways. So. Saving! What should I do today? Let's research. What's 15? Growing pains. It's time to release some of the kittens we've been holding. It's sad to see the little ones go. Oh, the release. Oh no, the release. I feel like I'm buried under a mountain of samples that need to be sorted and logged. Some days are like this. My back and neck are beginning to seize up, so I decide it's time to step out and stretch my legs for a few minutes. I hear the meowing of the kittens as soon as I'm out of the tent and follow the sound. Sure enough, Professor Popper and Mrs. Marigold are at the large kitten crate. They seem to be lifting them from their crate into the transporter cage. Ah, no, have you finished all your work already? You really are a marvel. Actually, I'm not halfway through. I was just taking a quick break. What are you two doing? Time to be pushed from the nest, so to speak. Oh, really? I thought it would be until next week at least. Some are faring so well. It would be cruel to keep them incarcerated. They have plenty of protection out there. It is a very safe island for the most part. Some, Professor? Who's saying? Just a couple, I think. This chap for certain. He picks up the plump gray male cat. Trixie insisted we tag. He looks a picture of health to me. I don't understand. Really? But he looks so well, quite advanced too. Yes, how deceiving looks can be sometimes. Feel a moment of tension in the air, and I swear I saw a look pass between the Professor and Miss Marigold. May I ask what's wrong with him, Professor? Yes, of course, Noe. An inquiring mind is to be encouraged. Alas, an overworked mind is no good to anyone, so I'll go through it with you another time when you have less on your plate. I stand for a moment, like an idiot, before I realize I've been dismissed. Oh yes, I really ought to get back to my cataloging. As I reluctantly make my way back to my mountain of work, I can't help feeling uncomfortable. I will be keeping a close eye on that little fur ball. Oh, lovely. We have now unlocked Research 17.
I don't want to do this anymore. It's depressing until we get to the happy ending.
Oh god, yeah. Rest time! You had a lovely nap and wake up feeling revitalized. Your energy has been stored. Magic! There we go. Now he actually snapped. Romance, your bad romance. Dun 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 dun. I want your loving and I want your revenge. You and me. Come on, Ravenpaw. I don't know. Ravenpaw's health has made some heartening improvements lately. So much steady that the professor and I decided she wouldn't need to be in isolation anymore and could be moved to the lab for further treatment. As I prepare the salve in my pestle and mortar, I'm distracted by a tiny plaintive sound. I turn around and Ravenpaw's curled up her cage motionless. As I resume my work, there it is again. I realize she's humming. Is that you? I thought you were asleep. Hmm? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was humming out loud. What is that tune? Oh, it's just a song my mom used to sing for me. I hum it sometimes to get to sleep. It sounds lovely. Maybe you just taught it to me. I could sing it to you when you're not feeling poorly. Ravenpaw frowns at me and buries her face under her paw. Can't sing. I disagree. I bet you have a lovely voice. No. I put my tools down and go over to her. Well, maybe you'd like to listen to some songs instead? I believe this has a music library. I take the catalog from my coat lab pocket. Let me see. How do I work this thing? I haven't used this function before. I fumbled with the options until a song called Summertime begins to play. How about this? What is that? It's by Soft Summer. Do you like it? It's catchy, right? It's making me want to claw my eyeballs out of my skull. Just your eyeballs? Let's turn this off then, shall we? I frantically fiddle with the catalog until the music stops. I think my ears might actually be bleeding. Oh gosh, I'll go get my otoscope and some cotton buds. No, literally, Tonky. Right, of course, you were making fun of me. I've never seen Ravenpaw be so open. It's great that she's inching out of her shell, but I'm not sure how best to react. Well, I think I can download more music onto this thing. Would you like to listen to? What would you like to listen to? It's okay, you don't need to waste your data on me. It's not a waste if it would make you happy, Ray. Go on, you must have a favorite band. Ravenpaw goes quiet, lost in thought, until finally she mumbles her response. The Mad Catters. High tea. I don't want to seem uncool that admitting I've never heard of the Mad Catters, let alone any other songs, so I give her a knowing nod and start searching the music app. I hear rock music. Soft rock in the background. Anyway, the answer, or the possibility, the options are be agreeable or be myself.
Be myself.
Oh, really? Be myself.
That's right.
Oh wow, this is loud. Yeah! Ravenpaw smiles and closes her eyes in appreciation. I sit awkwardly, waiting for the racket to end. Ravenpaw looks totally excited, her shields slightly lowered. Finally, the screaming stops, and I hurriedly put my catalog back in my lab coat pocket, before she can ask me to play something else. Not for you, then? I just don't get it. My ears just heard racket. Sorry. Dumpy. It's good we're all unique, so cards on table time. All-time favorite song? Oh, there are too many. You probably wouldn't like any of them anyway. That's not the point. It's your taste, not mine. I showed you mine. Okay, will always be a Bowie song. Respect. Really? You like him? How could you not? I think it would be off the album Hunky Dory. Choice? What a song? Which song? I'm feeling flushed with success. This is going better than I could have imagined. Kooks! Cute, because if you stay with us, you're going to be pretty kooky too. I'm delighted she knows it. Maybe I am a little bit cool after all. I'll see if I can download some of his stuff for next time. Is that it then? I'm afraid so I should probably get back to work. Ravenpaw looks dejected. If that's okay? Yeah, whatever. I go to resume my work, but the black cat lets out a small sound. Wait. You said you would sing to me? I feel myself go cold, and self-consciousness engulfs me, but I try my hardest not to show it. Oh, yes, if you'd like. If you really want to, I suppose I wouldn't mind. I clear my throat and feel myself begin to blush. So what shall I sing? Any favorites? I don't know. What did your mom used to sing to you? Oh, crikey, she used to sing lots of things, but I don't know if I can remember any of them. Let me think. Oh, I know. Oh, God. Dance, little baby, on my knee, soft and pink and chubby. When you awake, you'll have your tea in a bath, so you're not grubby. Dream, little baby, on my lap, happy. That one's That's an odd line. Here's a kiss for your sweet nose. And now I'll change your nappy. Okay. As I sing, I notice Ravenclaw visibly relax. She's stretched out a bit, and I realize it's the first time I've seen her uncurl herself. Although there's plenty of room in her crate, she's always a tight little ball of fur in the corner. When I finish singing, she opens one eye. That was dramatic. You should probably get back to your work now. Okay, Ravenclaw. Rude! Ravenclaw makes a small squeaky sound I've not heard her make before. Are you okay? Yes. She's laughing. And so are you. Oh my god. So apparently, there's a strange noise, a strange squeaky noise that cats make to laugh. I should have expected that. Ravenclaw! In the lowest drawer right in the back? No, I can't find it, Ray. You sure it wasn't in the cupboard? No, it's there. Keep searching. It might have slipped down the back. You're joking, right? My hand can't squeeze... Oh, hang on. I find something nestled just under the bottom of the drawer. I think I've got it. If I could just... I try inching it out up the space behind the drawer, but it keeps slipping. Just take the drawer right out. It won't come out. Something is jamming it. Well, give it a yank. Ray, it doesn't work like that. I don't want to break the cabinet. Wait, if I try... I feel around the sidewalls of the cabinet for any blockages, and my hand finds a cold protrusion. I think I found the perpetrator. I wiggle the offending item loose and hold my hand out to inspect what's in it. To my surprise, it's a bottle of nail polish in a muted, dusty pink color. I decide not to ponder why exactly there is a bottle of nail polish stashed away in the lab, and focus instead on the task at hand. Would that have been Claire? Maybe?
Hello, what?
I'm just thinking, who would the last person that would have like actively been using pink nail polish have been? Claire. Anyways, or maybe a different past researcher. The drawer slides out with ease now, and I'm able to retrieve the book. Thoughts in Verse by L. Rutherford? Who is L. Rutherford? Ravenclaw casts her eyes down at her forepaws. One of the research assistants before you found this book somewhere along the beach. She used to read me some of the poems. We never worked out who the author was, but we think they probably came from the shipwreck. This is the first time I've considered that other humans on the island may have had their own relationships with my cats. Your cats? I don't like to think about it, but I'm not sure why. I flick through the little brown book. The writing is very faint, but still clear enough to read. About half the pages are filled with neat words written in ink, and then suddenly it's blank. You didn't finish it, I suppose. I like the one on page 3. It's really dark. Oh boy, is this the goth cat? The edgy emo cat? Well, I was about to say the edgy otaku was Kibbles, but this one's just gonna be the one with a little darkness. Ravenclaw seems more lively than usual today. I hope that means she's getting better, or at least getting used to me. When darkness advances and silence makes its retreat, the sounds begin where beach and forest meet. Yowling and hissing and awful cries, then like stars in the blackness, thousands of eyes. The sea's fierce temper seems kinder than here. This hell full of danger and hardship and fear. There's a long pause. I wonder what it means. Are you backward? Well, I know it's describing the island, but I wonder what happened to the author. It sounds rather distressing. Rather distressing? You humans can be so exhaustingly repressed sometimes. Just think about it. Imagine this place, this island, before the clumsy humans got a swab through it and claimed it for science. Before your cozy tents and generators and protective gear. All that time ago, mysterious and overgrown, terrifying branches twisting up in the darkness like monstrous golems. The yowling of unidentified animals endlessly boring into your brain throughout the nights, making sleep impossible. No friendly little brook to bathe in, nothing to soothe the gnawing pain of starvation. The filthy baking heat of the day, the restless cold of the long night, the slow dawning realization that there's no escape. This is where the journey ends. This is the final destination, hell on earth. Yikes! It's obvious that Ravenpaw has thought about this poem a lot. I feel bad for being so insensitive and human. Must have been horrific. Yes. Be vulnerable or lighten the mood.
Be vulnerable.
You sure?
Yes!
Okay, be vulnerable. You really just put yourself in their shoes as though you were there. I admire that. How else are you going to understand? I'm a scientist. I'm trained to stand back and observe, be impartial. But if you keep a distance, you'll miss the detail. Oh, I don't. It's about proximity as much as location. Sometimes I have to get up very close, even microscopically close, but I'm still on the outside looking in. I see the finest of details, but I don't think that's what you're talking about, is it, Ray? You mean getting inside to the heart of it? Yes, I suppose so. That's the hue or innuendo, the essence of something that defines what it is. It's not always obvious from the outside. But it's very obvious in this poem. I wonder why I wanted to shy away from it. I'm not brave like you. Are you kidding? Or fishing for compliments, maybe? I feel my face get hot. I wasn't. I'm playing. You have plenty of courage. You came here to this island. Not everyone would. You've held up well under very difficult conditions. Then there's the whole rawr cat monster rawr thing. Oh my god. I'm taken aback by her sudden impression. It makes me laugh. How's that going, by the way? I shrug my shoulders. Sometimes if I make a little progress on the antidote, I feel really fine with it. But if something I'm trying fails or progress slows down, I have a sleepless night making myself sick with worry. Then there are times when I forget about it altogether. How can I complain when I see what you guys have had to deal with? We're silent for a while. It's not uncomfortable. Eventually it's Ray who breaks it. Oh, go on then. What? I know you're just dying to read a funny one. Not really. But there is this little limerick I thought was hilarious. She rolls her big eyes and smiles. Okay, here goes. There was a young duck swab named Davy, whose hair was exceptionally wavy. I asked him, "Tell pray, what's got it that way?" He answered, "'Tis drinking me gravy." She cannot help but laugh at the awfulness of it, and we both kept laughing till we have tears in our eyes. I suppose I ought to be making tracks. Okay, but would you just read me the lullaby one as I fall asleep, please? Yes, I like that one too. I lay out here and watch the stars. As the world comes clear to me, the patterns soothe my battle scars. They show I'm where I meant to be. And while the sea is kind to me and rocks me in my slumber, and all the stars, the nears and fars, o'erwhelm me with their number, I think of you, the brightest star, lost so young, got so far. And when my final day is done, I'll follow to the place you've gone. Then back together, you and I will brighten up another sky. I look down at the soft. She looks so peaceful. Is there research that we can do just to shake things up? What time is it? Is that the catalog going off? Warning signs. Oh boy. After this, we have one more research left to do, and this will be interesting. This will probably be something relating to Mason Marigold, won't it? Oh boy. I'm awakened by the sound of my catalog receiving a message. I squint under my pillow to see Mr. Marigold's name light up on the screen. His texts are still rather cryptic. I wonder if he knows I've figured out that he's a mysterious messenger. I decided to tell him for the foreseeable future. Mr. Marigold, those 3 little kittens are so small and helpless. I don't think they could stand a chance without you to protect them. Keep a watchful eye, Cat Nanny. He's referring to the 3 kittens that Professor Popper decided to hold back when he let the others out back into the wild. Why would Mr. Marigold be interested in the kittens? Either way, I have learned to take these messages seriously, so I make a note to check on them in my lunch break today, just to be sure everything's alright. I decided to take my lunch to the lab. Mrs. Marigold let me make a sandwich out of some leftover ham from last night's meal. Hello, my lovelies. Here you are, 1, 2, 3, all snoring peacefully. I feel relieved and a little foolish for worrying. I suppress a childish giggle and open one of the cages to give the tagged kitty a cuddle. Hello, sleepy pants. I carefully stroke him with finger as he continues to snooze in my hand. Oh, what's this? My finger runs over a little rough lump on the back of his neck, which elicits a small squeal from the plump-gray kitten. My heart stops in my chest, and I quickly move him to the examination table. I gently blow his soft fur out of the way and catch a glimpse of a bright red gash between his shoulder blades. He's too young to be tagged. It's got infected. With trembling hands, I reach for my catalog to scan his tag so I can erase the information before I remove the chip. Cat scan failed. No tag found. I try again. Cat scan failed. No tag found. Oh? Was that like the place where a hypodermic needle was being put in instead? Like a compound test? Alright, let's rest. We have other stuff to do before we are able to do that. You nap, your energy is restored like magic. Damn it, this is gonna be a tight one.
No.
Ravenpaw!
Alright then.
Trust me, I won't let anything harm you. I've come prepared. Ravenpaw eyes the basket suspiciously, and I realize it looks to her like a cage. Okay, let's rethink this. How about I carry you in my arms? Like a baby? Yes! No, like a princess. A princess, really? Ravenpaw shoots me a withering look. Well, you know what I mean, right? I can hold this pillow like so, and you can relax on top of it and survey your kingdom. You really are bad at reading people, aren't you? I'm not one of those gullible domestic cats like Fruity Cootie or whatever her name is. If I leave this lab, I want to do it with some dignity, human. Yes, of course, I'm sorry. Maybe it was a bad idea to try this today. Let's do it tomorrow. Oh, come on, Ray. You were so excited about this earlier. Don't give up now. Well, that was then and this is now. I'm too tired anyway. You're always tired. That's part of the problem. You have to start somewhere, right? Or else you'll never get strong again. Yeah, but what if we see other cats? What if we do? Look, I'll be with you. No matter who you see, you won't have to deal with anyone on your own. Anyone who? Who do you think we'll see? No one. But you said no matter who we see, so you think we'll see someone. No, Ravenpaw, stop this. You'll have to go out sometime. Why not now? I don't know. Ravenpaw looks so sad and tiny that I decided to not to push her anymore. Okay, don't worry. We'll try again tomorrow, okay? No, let's do it. Oh, well, really? The cat just seconds ago looked so helpless, suddenly looks fiercely determined. Yes, but if you hurt me, human, I will kill myself just so I can come back and haunt you for the rest of your short, miserable life. Yikes! I suppress a laugh. I understand. I'm just gonna lift you now, okay? She's so light. I'm shocked, but I don't show it. I can feel the tremble of her frail body through the makeshift cushion. We've decided a folded blanket would be the best, so we can use it for other things when we find our spot. Suddenly, Ravenpaw takes a sharp breath. I freeze. What? What's wrong? It's the air! We're right by the water, aren't we? I can smell the change! She laughs. I'm struck by how much this cat has come on since I stopped her treatment. Only a week ago, she had no sense of smell. That's good, right? Yes, human, it's good. She inhales deeply. It's very good. Would you like to sit down here for a while? We're so close to the compound. No, go on a little further. I want to see it. Take me to the sea. We walked for a short while longer until I find a small collection of rocks that would look like a good resting spot. This looks like somewhere Trixie would like. Yeah, she's always drawn to the rocks. Minerals. I miss her. You were friends? Yes, when we were little. Oh. Interesting. Do you want some water? A little snack? I take the picnic out of my backpack, and as I arrange it on the blanket, I decide to gently press her. So, how come you were locked up and Trixie wasn't? I was never really free. I was part of the breeding program. My mother was bred with one of the elder cats, and as you see, us kittens are tagged and set free at 12 weeks. Except we're not. Not all of us, anyway. Oh. But I've helped to release the kittens myself. Yeah, sure. What, you actually let them out of the cages yourself? Well, no, but I prepare them for release, and then they're gone? Yes, I've never had reason to question it. I'm getting that sick feeling in my stomach again. So where are they? Not everything is as above board as you'd like to think. Yes, I'm starting to see that. Or above ground, either. What do you mean, Ray? If there's something I should know... Oh. Oh, no. Shouldn't she know this? Shouldn't that have been put in the journal? Oh, wait. I bet the research assistants... Oh, who was that? Chessie was probably the one who discovered that. Yeah, it was Chessie who discovered that. He probably didn't put it in the journal so that the next researcher wouldn't be freaked out. Oh. Yikes. Anyway, I think that's enough for one day. I'm starting to feel woozy. I'd like you to take me back now if you don't mind. Coax her to open up or let her rest?
Let her rest.
Okay. Oh, come on. I'm sorry if I overstepped the line. Let's stay a little longer, please. I promise I won't talk about anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Ravenpaw sits in silence for a while, and then cocks her head to the side as though listening. Can you hear something? The sea. Ah yes, isn't it beautiful? It's peaceful. Really makes you think, doesn't it? No, it actually helps me not to think, which is a good thing for me. Sometimes I just like not thinking. Although that does like really slow down my thought process, so There's a long and slightly awkward pause. Makes you think about what? Oh well, I don't know. See things, I suppose? Oh, human, you're so privileged. She's laughing, but I don't feel like she's joking. Well, what does it make you think about? My mum. When I'd fall asleep, pressing up against her chest, her breaths would rise and fall like the tide. That's beautiful. What happened to your mom? Can't remember. Really? You seem to remember so much, seeing that you're half-elder. Oh, interesting. Maybe I'll remember again sometime. But right now, I just want to go back to base. My head is killing me. Yes, that's enough for one day. Let's get you tucked up for the night. Maybe a sticker for being a good girl? I laugh, but I feel the edge of her joke and it stings. Wow, Ravenpaw. Wow, wow.
Rawr.
Rawr, 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 rawr. Rawr, Catmaster, rawr! Is the last recon open? No. So, romance instead. Meow.
Meow.
It's late, well after work hours. Ravenpaw asked me to visit her when Professor Popper finished his shift because she has something important to tell me. The lab is cold and silent. I can just make out the reflection of Ravenpaw's big eyes. I flip the light switch, and the room becomes illuminated with a harsh, dazzling brightness that makes me squint. I came as soon as I could. I had no idea the professor stays up so late. How does he function on such little sleep? Keep your voice down, human. You don't want to draw any attention. Maybe we should turn off the lights. Sometimes the caretakers do random patrols. Who? You mean Mr. and Mrs. Marigold? I'm sure they're dead to the world right now. You'd be surprised. Anyway, enough chin-wagging. I have something for you. A gift? Of course not, you div. Where on earth would I have gotten you a gift? The local gift shop? Of course, I'm sorry. So what is it? Why? Because I think I can trust you now. I'm taken aback and feel flushed with pride. You can, Ray. I've sworn to help you, and I won't let you down. So you want this or not? She's pushed her paw towards me, and I realize she has something under it. My stomach lurches, and I worry it might be a spider or a fly. I hope she's not expecting me to eat it. What is it? Dunno. Thought you might know. As she lifts her paw, I'm relieved to see that nothing is moving. On a closer inspection, I realize what it is. Oh, that's called a key. It's used to open things that are locked, like doors or safes. You really are touched. I know what a key is. I mean you might be able to figure out what it opens, but I'm losing hope by the second. Oh, forgive me. Well, where did you get it? Best not to ask. I'm serious, Ray. This key could be important, and if I know where you got it from, it'll be easy to work out what it opens. Ravenpaw eyes me skeptically. Thought you trusted me. Fine, I got it from Mrs. Marigold. You mean Mara, the caretaker's wife? She's not the caretaker's wife, you cretin. She is a caretaker as much as he is. Yes, of course. But the key, Ravenpaw. She came to clean my cage last night. Too lazy to take me out of it first. Of course. Ugh. and Mr. Marigold came in and gave her the key. She put it here. Ravenpaw indicates the corner of her cage, because her hands were full. Then they had a huge argument, and while they were shouting at each other, I used my ninja skills to hide the key under my paw. That was that. She didn't notice? She was so worked up about him, she clean forgot about it. Left without even bothering to refill my water bowl. So what makes you think this key is so important? Because when he handed it to her, he said, "It's your turn. I'm fed up of being the one who always has to do his dirty work." Whose dirty work? Professor Prospero's probably. Prospero? Pooper. Oh, Popper! Of course. Look, I've really got to head back to my tent now, or I'll be in a wreck in the morning. But thank you for this, Ravenpaw. I'll find out what this key opens, I promise. You'd better. Recon 18! Boy, oh boy.
Do we have enough time, or should we finish this next time?
Well, we have one thing left of each.
Yes, but there's also a lot of exposition afterwards.
Oh, God.
Because there's going through each character and their prospective partner's ending, whether or not they decide to stay on the island or go to the mainland. There's a lot of different things, and you can do different things than what I did, because I think for pretty much everybody except like one or two people, I just said, fuck it, I can go back to the real world.
Okay, yeah.
So we can, but like I said, I think there's a lot that really wouldn't fill out 2 hours, but we could fill out at least a good hour and then just fuck around for the other hour.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Purrfect Date.
Yeah, okay, we're approaching the end.
Yes, this will be the end. And now we'll have to figure out another thing to do instead of 2 weeks of Ace Attorney, unless we decide to do 2 weeks of Ace Attorney.
Well,
what else could we do?
Bomb defusal?
Hell no.
I figured
you've got enough games. You can figure something out.
Yes, yes.
You have got plenty of games that we'll go through the list tonight to see what we can play.
Yes.
I do want to save, well, like I said, there's the Lego Batman trilogy, but I want to save that for once we'll finish. Wow, I just realized, because including the Lego Batman trilogy, we're doing a lot of trilogies. We did the Zero Escape trilogy, we're doing the Ace Attorney trilogy, we're going to do the Lego Batman trilogy. We're doing a lot of trilogies.
It's the rule of threes, babe. There are a ton of things that are in threes.
I know.
The Greeks believe that 3 was a lucky number. 3 is a sought-after number in many places, or avoided in some places. In Japan, 3 and 5 are preferred over 4.
So what do you say to that?
4 sounds like death.
And Harvey was only 2.
True. I mean, we do a lot of short series.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know how long that would take. Maybe instead we'll do the free-to-play Kentucky Fried Chicken Senpai Dating Simulator.
Oh my god, that's right. There's that.
Yes, completely free-to-play on Steam.
Yes, that's right. We should totally do that.
We should probably, maybe we will.
By the way, Outside Xbox
I already watched it. We're going to be watching it later. Unless you already watched it.
Well, no, I did not watch it.
Oh, good.
But
you'll get to see them talk about it.
I started watching it, but then I stopped. I had to leave anyway. But
really weird sponsored games, basically.
Yeah, it's all about weird games that came from, like...
I already knew, I didn't know what was going to be on there except for the thumbnail, but I did know, I told myself, I said, Pepsi Man's going to be here somewhere, and I was right.
And it was. I almost forgot that existed. No one ever mentions it for good reason.
How dare you forget Pepsi Man?
Oh, God.
Anyway, I think that'll do it for us.
Yeah. Yes, okay, so thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more streams from me and Andrew. As well as just me on my own on Sundays. I do Minecraft shit. Feel free to... Yeah. Feel free to stop by so I don't feel so goddamn lonely.
Oh, I'm there sometimes, and then I'm there
I have
sometimes, but then I
nobody.
get bored and I leave.
Yes.
I don't get bored because it's boring. I get bored because I'm not involved, so it's boring.
I was about to say, you're barely involved in this.
Hey! Well, in this specifically, yes, you're right. But that's because the screen share doesn't really work, and I don't have it reinstalled on my computer, so...
Yeah, and you also don't have a script to go along with.
Well, I never have a script. I usually just go whatever the fuck I feel like saying, and usually that works. Look at our podcast. But...
No, I meant for, like, Ace Attorney.
Well, yes, exactly. I have a script for Ace Attorney.
Well, it's a
I
transcript,
probably
more
won't...
like, but yes.
I'm not sure I'll have it. I won't have a script for the KFC dating game either. But, we'll figure that out.
I mean, you could just install it and go along with me doing the same choices.
Again, I have, like, no room on this thing.
Oh. I was about to say, it should be tiny. It's a graphic novel.
Oh, that means nothing. It's KFC. They could have put it and made it 50,000 MB. Who knows? I don't know. But we'll figure it out as we go along. But that's not till next.
It's not for a little while. It's not for a few
Sorry, I
weeks.
spaced out. What happened? Anyway, what did I gotta find something before we add. Oh, I know.
You turned into a
Give me a
robot.
second.
Start singing I Am Not a Robot by Marina and the Diamonds.
I am not a robot. I am not a robot.
There's more to it than that. I don't remember the words either.
I only know how to be a heartbreaker, sue me.
And I'm a sugar pig.
Yeah, that's true. And bubblegum bitch.
Hit me with your sweet love.
Okay. Anyway. This has been
Guy Smith and Andrew B.
Goodbye.
You wanted to do that, of course.
I love you.
Yeah, that'll do it. Thank you all so much for watching. Well, let's end this Guy Smith and Andrew B. Signing off until next time. Take care. We'll see you guys. Bye.
She
You
gets
had
the
to
last,
get the last word in, didn't you? Oh
I have the compilation. I can keep going.
I'm ending now.